Hello guys, welcome back to another episode here on African Confessions. There is a message that I want to share with you guys, and this message, it was sent to us by one of our dear brother. Our brother is saying that he is from DRC. So he then sent me this message and he was saying that, Brother Nashi, can you please post this story for me? So the message reads like this: Hello my brother, how are you? Can you please post for me as anonymous? I am a man who is from DRC and I want to tell you about my story. This story of mine, it happened to me when I was still residing there in South Africa. I came to South Africa when I was still a young man. I was really energetic and excited, finding myself in the land of opportunity. So when I was in South Africa there, I then applied for my asylum. After I had gotten my asylum, I then started working in a saloon. So I'll be working in the saloon during the daytime. Then I'll be going to school. I used to attend night classes, but things were never good for me. The harder that I would try to work, the harder it would become for me to pay for my education. And as for the accommodation, I could no longer afford to pay the accommodation since I was taking myself to school. So I then spoke with the owner of the saloon that I used to work in. He then agreed that after hours, when everyone had knocked off, I could sleep in the saloon. So in that same saloon where I was working, at the back of the saloon, there was this other man who had offered me an opportunity to work for him. These people, they are very dangerous, my brother. I don't know what kind of herbs that man was using, but the moment that you would feel greedy and the moment that you would get into his consultation room, there was a way that he will steal money from you. What he will do is that he will not only steal the money that will be there in your pockets, but each and every money that was going to pass through your hands, he was going to steal all of this money. A lot of people would come to that saloon where I was working. This man, he had his own consultation room, but this consultation room, it was at the back of the saloon where I used to work. So those people that would come, they always wanted to become ritualist. These people that want to become ritualist, those people are so heartless. All they want is just quick cash. They do not care about the consequences or anything. When that man, who was a local traditional healer, gave me the opportunities to sometimes assist him, at first I found myself refusing, but the offer was too much for me that I agreed. And he kept on telling me that what was the reason of me not agreeing to work with him. Yet I was sleeping in the saloon like a rat, but here I was refusing his money. Knowing my situation, I then agreed, but in my heart, I felt that all of these things that this man wanted me to do, it just felt so wrong. So this man, what he used to do is that he would require of my services here and there, but he didn't require of my services all of the times. It will be maybe once a month. Most of the times, whenever he would require of my services, I had to give him the hair because I was working as a barber in that hair salon. So once a month, that traditional healer will require human hair from me, but not just the hair that I had mixed with the other hair from my other customers, because after trimming someone's hair, we would just put that trimmed hair in a big plastic bag, but I used to keep some hair aside so that I can give him when he would require it from me. What I used to do is that I would place the trimmed hair that I wanted to give this traditional healer in a small plastic bag. Then I'll put it inside the big plastic bag so that anyone who was there in the salon will not suspect anything. But after hours, when everyone would have knocked off, that is when I would remove that small plastic bag that had the hair that was needed by this traditional healer. Then whenever you would require the hair from me, then I would give him. So the way that he used to operate is that there was this other woman. This woman, she kept on coming to that saloon with a very big car, but whenever she would come to that saloon, that woman, she seemed to be so rich, and I never saw her face because she was always in the car. She would just send a driver to get out of the car and go and speak with that traditional healer. So that traditional healer then told me one day that that woman that used to come and collect the human hair, that woman used to pay that traditional healer about 50,000 rands. So he would give me 10% of the money that he was given by his clients, most of them that were requiring this human hair that I used to keep for that traditional healer. In a very short period of time, I was now earning a lot from being a barber, and I was also doing the dirty jobs for that traditional healer. Sometimes he would call me over at his house. When I would go there to his house, it would be me and this other guy that was from Zim. That guy that was from Zim would just pretend as if he was my assistant. Whenever he would call me at his house, or if he would send someone to come and pick me up late at night, he would have called me and told me that there is someone who is very rich who is going to come and consult with him. So that person who is very rich, the reason why they would want to consult with him, it is because that rich man's child will be so sick. So if I was going to assist him, instead of that rich man giving him just a few bucks, then if that rich man hears that I am from DRC, then he was going to pay a lot. He would instruct me to tell some of his clients that I was a powerful healer from DRC. That is how I became friends with that man from Zim. That man from Zim, my brother, what I can say that he had the nerves of steel, because he would do anything for money. If anyone would ask him to do some things that you will see that these things that he is about to do, they are not okay, he would just do it for the sake of money. So this guy that was from Zim, he was also a barber, but he was one of those barbers that operate on the street. They just trim people's hair whilst they have a tent just outside the saloons. Then this guy, my brother, by the time that I was about to leave South Africa, when I had completed my studies, this man, I left him and he was running mad. Most of the people that I spoke with, they told me that this man from Zim, he had tried to run his own operation as if he was a witch doctor, like he would be assisting people, being called and going to people's homes. And some that I spoke with, they said that this man, after he had opened his small canteen, because next to the saloon, by the time that I had left South Africa, that man from Zim, he had attempted to try to open a small canteen. Some people were saying that because he wanted that canteen that he had opened to be very successful, he had gone to Mozambique so as to strengthen his shop, because these other people said that he used to say that he was hearing voices, and all of these voices, according to him, they were coming from inside the fridge. You know,